I was going to say, okay, we're live now, but I'm not going to mute anything. So we are live, just waiting for people to join us. I'm going to start up my Instagram.
Myth or Mystery Nana's here.
Yes.
So people have joined us.
Yes, they have.
You can talk. She just mouthed to me, can I talk? We want her to talk.
Go for it, Nana.
Yeah, I would prefer her over anyone.
Hey! We want her to talk.
Go for it.
Yeah, prefer her over anyone.
Hey! We want her to talk.
Go for it.
Yeah, prefer her over anyone.
Hey!
Where are we getting the echo from?
I don't know.
It's gotta be her TV.
Oh, maybe.
I didn't think that did you guys, was that from your TV, Miriam?
My TV's muted.
That could have been from my end, but it should be gone now.
All right.
Yeah, it is.
That
we're
was
all professional. We're all professionals here. All right.
That
Here
was
we
like
go.
a little roller coaster.
Tonight, live on the air. Wait for it. All right, the best part of the show, though. All right, it's time to play Myth or Mystery, the weekly panel show where our panel here, with the help of our viewers, decide if the videos or images we're watching tonight are myth, mystery, or unknown. Remember, this series is heavily reliant on our viewers voting on the videos each week, so please share this video out to get more people to join in. You can only vote for the videos on YouTube at Myth or Mystery Live. The link to vote is pinned to the top of the comments page, so if you're lost and don't know how to get there, go to the top of the comments page of where you're watching, and you should be able to join us on YouTube to do the voting. So you can comment on these videos and what we're doing from anywhere, but the only way to vote, and that's what makes the show fun, is if you actually go to at Myth or Mystery Live on YouTube and vote over there. We got a full lineup tonight, so we're going to get going here, and let's meet our panel tonight. My name is Greg Bakken, and I'm a paranormal investigator. I've been doing it for about 15 years, and my favorite way of communicating with spirit is through ITC methods, mainly the Spirit Box. I've had a lot of success using it. I also host Ghost Box Radio on AM 950 Radio and streaming on Ghost Box Radio with Greg Bakken Facebook page Monday through Friday, except this week at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, bringing some fantastic conversations to you regarding the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. And occasionally, once in a while, I'll do my live Spirit Box sessions on Facebook on Sunday nights at 10 p.m. So just kind of keep a lookout. You never know when I'm going to pop up and start trying to reach out to your loved ones. So keep that in mind. Next up, we have Harlow. Harlow is co-producer, graphic artist, research, and video researcher. Harlow is also a writer and illustrator with her book Plugged into the Paranormal, about her lifelong paranormal experiences. Harlow's books on her paranormal experiences, as well as her fiction and art, could be found at Amazon. The link is also in the comments, so please go there and support. We're going to be hearing and seeing from Harlow throughout the show, but we're going to say goodbye to her now. Thank you as always, Harlow. Next up, it's the end of the month, and you know what that means. We get in studio with us, Ghost Inspector Greg. So with it being the last Thursday of the month, that means Ghost Inspector Greg is going to join us tonight. And you know Ghost Inspector Greg from our weekly viral video segments, and he's a fourth generation paranormal investigator, having his first paranormal experiences As a kid, working with his father, Ghost Inspector Greg is known as the celebrity ghost whisperer for his work with celebrity spirits. So it's going to be a fun night to see what he thinks about the videos and the images that we're going to be looking at. Finally, we have Killjoy Bot 434127, and he is a 15-year paranormal investigator and the evidence review go-to guy. Ryan is good at finding things no one else has found, and whether we like it or not, we're going to hit you. He's going to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. I have no interest in hitting anyone, but he's going to hit you with some cold, hard facts, and that's just the way it is. Finally, we have Miriam. Miriam is our psychic medium who specializes in remote viewing aliens and clearing dark energies. She is also a teacher of spirituality, the paranormal, and bridging the gap between the two. Now, if you missed our show last week, head over to Myth or Mystery Live on YouTube to check it out. We had great discussion on haunted objects and analyzed the video from a home that was experiencing multiple paranormal occurrences. You need to go over and check out what we looked at last week. And we want to know, even though we've already ran that episode, we'd love to know if you agree with our assessment on those videos. And folks, we got a full house here tonight. My goodness, there's a lot of folks here. First of all, Miriam, I just want to say, do you have anyone with you tonight?
I have Myth or Mystery Nana with me tonight. The Nana of all myths and mysteries.
Yeah, well, I think it's, first of all, welcome, Myth or Mystery Nana, who seems to be invisible.
Unlike me, she does not like me in front of the camera.
Yeah, well, we saw her earlier, so we can vouch for the fact that she is actually over there and very nice, and she is truly one of us because she was telling Miriam what to do, and it was great. Now, I do have to say, for somebody who is all about calm, your place is not calm. I'm just going to be honest with you. There is, like, first of all, it sounds like before the show that you were in a cafeteria or something, moving, just a lot of things going on over there, and it kind of raised my anxiety level to like higher ground there. Is everything okay over there?
Yeah, Bruce just came home from grocery shopping, and so we have 2 dogs. Bruce, listen, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever known drummers, but Bruce was a drummer his whole life. And for those of you that know drummers, that kind of sums up. He's loud, he drops things, he's energetic. There's a lot going on there. So between he and I, the last thing we are is like calm, cool, and quiet.
True.
Nana just goes, "You're blaming Bruce for all the noise." No, I'm just saying that together we're exceptionally noisy.
Nana, you watch the show weekly. You know that Miriam blames Bruce for everything. I mean, come on. We all are there. That poor guy has been run over by a bus so many times. He's just like paper wafer thin. So, all right. Anyway, well, Nana, is great to have you with us tonight. And I'm glad that we have some.
Did you hear her? She said thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. Well, and it was a night for special guests as well, and I don't mean you, Gig, not yet. At least we're getting to you. But Ryan, you had your children on screen for a couple of seconds before the show.
They did. They wanted to say hi.
That was nice, and they're very nice.
I didn't get to see them.
Well,
Should have been on time.
Yeah.
You're mean.
I was gonna say though, with my 4 kids under 10, my house has been quieter than your house was a couple minutes ago, Miriam.
Okay, enough. I mean, guys. Also, might I add, Ryan, my guess is that your house is bigger than 1,015 square feet.
Ryan.
Right? I live in a apartment, so everything happens right here. You probably have 5 different bedrooms. People, children, robots go to their own places, make their own.
Go to their own charging station.
Yeah, they're going to a recharging station. Okay, get it right.
Exactly. I'm in a small apartment. You're gonna hear. Okay, I'm done.
The thing is that when you were nowhere near the microphone, when all the commotion, and I do mean commotion, I don't even know of a bigger word than commotion, you are louder like 20 feet away than you are like in front of the microphone right now. And I don't know how that's possible.
I asked Nana. I was always loud as a kid, so I listen. I can't.
Oh,
Well,
you
listen.
surprise us with this inside information.
Ryan can just take the batteries out of his robot kids to keep them quiet. That's true.
That's nice seeing Brad back again too.
Yeah, Brad, good to see you.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Right.
that's great.
That's
So,
right.
and then last but not least, we have, because last Thursday month, we have Mr. Ghost Inspector Greg joining us live in the program tonight. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing fantastic.
Is that it?
That's it. I'm just doing fantastic as usual.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Had a great week. I think I've mentioned this in viral videos, but had an investigation the other day in Altadena, California, at a mausoleum that was absolutely out of this world.
Cool.
I can't believe how many people, I'll say, in spirit form, wanted to talk to me. And it was at the location of George Reeves, the original Superman. And he had a couple things to say, and then everybody else chimed in. It was really kind of crazy.
So do you think that George Reeves actually killed himself, or do you think that someone took him out?
You know, what's funny is I didn't really dive into that with him in that situation, and I wish I would have. And maybe I'll go back sometime and address it with him. But yeah, there is a lot of controversy behind that, and a lot of people do believe that he was mixed up in something bad and he was taken out. So
Yeah.
But he's there in the mausoleum side by side with his mom, and he made sure to let me know that he was right next to his mom.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great.
Just like Miriam is currently next to her mom.
Yeah, it was kind of like with you guys, Some of the spirits liked me, some didn't. So it's kind of like some of them were saying, get out of here. And others were saying, no, stay. And it was really, really bizarre. And extremely fun. I'm just kidding about you guys. Okay, that's just a joke.
You can joke. I mean, these guys rip on me every show. So
rip on you.
Hey, can I take a quick U-turn? Here I go.
Yeah, we'll just. I mean, it's not a full show or anything tonight, so go for it.
It'll take me 30 seconds to say this. We have finalized our Halloween show, and I'm bringing this up because of the Superman curse. Harlow had this incredible idea where we're going to analyze films that have curses or who are believed to be cursed. And she knows this better than me, so I don't want to botch it, but I just had to mention it because of the Superman curse coming up. So I'm also going to mention, and then I'll stop, but we're going to have a group investigation. So we want the audience, if you guys have equipment or if you want to buy some cheap equipment, we're all going to have our equipment on that night. So when we do the analysis of the pictures and videos or movies, we'll see whose equipment goes off. If anyone's does, we'll put it in the comments. It'll be a lot of fun. That's all.
And I will be live, hopefully at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, investigating there, providing I get the proper permission. But I think I will.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. Sorry, Greg, you're going to have to miss it.
Well, I mean, and folks, make sure that you watch that Myth or Mystery and not watch my program that's going to be on the exact same time from a live haunted mansion that we will be doing a live investigation about. By the way, Ryan, I'm going to need to talk to you after about that.
Hey, don't take Ryan from us. He's all I got. No. Hey,
you got Ghost Inspector Greg, so.
But to be fair, aren't you there like all night? So can't they just watch us for a little bit and then go to you?
Absolutely not. So anyway, that's fine.
Greg,
No, I'm not trying to crap on your idea. I mean, it's just
too late. Take a big fat dump.
Hey, Greg, can I come?
Yeah, come on over.
Guys!
Harlow, just nod if you want to join us that night. Oh, yep, she just nodded. Okay, so it's
It's a
just you.
Miriam show.
Isn't it always at the end of the day?
I can. Kat, you willing to do it? Kat, will you hang out with me Halloween?
Kat, if you want to join us, nod your head. Whoops, she just nodded her head as well. So, oh, looks like Halloween's canceled in LA.
Fine,
All right. Myth or Mystery is an interactive paranormal show with a panel of seasoned paranormal investigators and mediums plus audience participation. The panel will individually determine myth, mystery, or unknown. Myth is not paranormal. Mystery is paranormal. Unknown means not paranormal, but may not be man-made or faked either. The audience is polled throughout the show to determine their analysis of each video, myth, mystery, or unknown. When the panel is not unanimous, the audience polling will be the tiebreaker. The audience will also have opportunities to win prizes via the paranormal trivia segments. If you're watching on Facebook, jump over to YouTube to join the polling. YouTube polling is at Myth or Mystery Live. Once again, we have that link pinned to the top of all of our comment sections so that it's easy for everyone to find. Now, there is nearly as many people creating fake paranormal and UFO videos these days as there are people trying to capture genuine evidence. Add to that the capabilities of modern technology, such as hologram projections, jetpacks, and programmable drones. It's becoming increasingly more difficult to know what is real. That's why shows like ours, Myth or Mystery, are important in helping us remember to always use our intuition and evaluate with a critical eye. So Ryan, why don't you share with us what's going on with the Myth or Mystery Live community page on YouTube?
Yeah, we like to stay engaged with everybody in between shows through our community page over at YouTube at Myth or Mystery Live. Harlow posts all kinds of fun stuff there. This week, she posted a question. Have you ever walked into a store or public place you felt was haunted or the energy was off? 1, yes, a store or shop. 2, a public location. Or 3, have not felt this. Harlow has experienced this in a store before. For me, it'd be both 1 and 2. I know technically it's breaking the rules, but it has happened to me in both public and a store. Greg, what about you?
Yeah, definitely both places as well. I mean, you just walk in and it just like there's something that feels off, or even like work, right?
Yep.
But one of the places you had worked at before, Ryan, we did that crossing over.
Yeah.
I mean, because you just felt like something needed to happen there. So absolutely.
Yep. Even just driving down the road, you can feel it when you go through stuff.
Yeah.
It's happened all over for me. Miriam, what about you?
Yeah, of course. I've experienced that a lot too. I was just telling my mom how because we just moved, when I first walked into this apartment, there's this big wet bar that they have. And as soon as I looked at the bar, I saw all these people just having fun, and it felt so nice and so joyful, and they were dressed in like 50s 60s attire, and I was like, oh my god, and I thought, am I just seeing that because it kind of has a Palm Springs vibe in here? And I asked Bruce, I was like, did you see anything like that? And he said no, but I really felt that like community, I don't want to say partying, because it was a really nice, calm, fun environment when I walked into this place that I live in now. So, yeah, I definitely feel that.
That's fun. What about Ghost Inspector Greg? What would what would your vote be? Yeah.
Well, I mean, that sort of stuff happens quite often, but but what comes to mind is the 1889 saloon in Pasadena, where we had extensive communication with one specific spirit, and told us his favorite drink, told us how long he'd been there, told us how he died, all these sort of things. And then when we addressed, is there anybody else with you? The others spoke up and said, yeah, I'm here, and I'm here, and I'm here. And so that was a really interesting experience. And that you could see on Instagram at Ghost Inspector Greg. It's down there somewhere. Scroll on down, take a look.
All right. It's interesting because, Miriam, when you're talking about the apartment there was a house back when I was married. We went and Ryan would know the area somewhat, Andover. and there was a house there. And walking in, this was actually before I was ever really into any of this stuff, and just got in there. It's like, no. It felt very oppressed, and it also felt like that nasty things had happened there. And it didn't help either that it was surrounded by woods, which would normally be a thing that I'd think would be pretty cool just for privacy's sake. But yeah, that was
oh wow, that's so
we
interesting.
turned it down.
Now that you bring that up, Greg, when Ashley and I were looking at houses first, we went to one and it had those weird kind of Aliska side windows on the top.
The Amityville,
Amityville, sorry. And you get walked in there and it felt off. One of the rooms had wood flooring and there's a big red stain on the floor.
Oh,
and then we go downstairs, and in this like crawl space, the entire carpet was littered with dead flies. Like it was just all dead flies. And we both got a creepy feeling. We said, nope, not this house.
Very interesting right there.
Do you think that they did some research, saw that you were a paranormal investigator, and they staged the house for you? They actually were trying to do something good.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't work, did it?
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't buy that house, because now flies would be flying out of your mouth.
Right.
It's good that you didn't buy that house.
Gosh, no. You just get that feeling, and it's such a big purchase to like feel like that it's like a murder house from the moment you walk in.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Crazy.
All right, so we're really excited. We got a lot of stuff to get to tonight. Appreciate that poll, Ryan and Harlow. That's fun. Fun question. But let's get started with something. Let's get started with we're doing a ghost story tonight, and with it, this is a ghost story from Kat Murphy.
Hi, my name is Kat Murphy, and this is my ghost story. Personal ghost story that occurred to me when I was about 9 years old. My brother and I had just gotten off the school bus, and we got to the house and there was no one there. It was just he and I. And it was in September, October, when the days are hot. The mornings are cool, but the days get hot. So I get home from school, I'm wearing jeans, and we're playing outside. And I told my brother, I'm going to go in and put some shorts on. It's just too hot. So I went inside. And the way our house that we lived in at the time was laid out, you go in through the carport and through sliding glass doors and through the kitchen. And at the back of the kitchen, there's an area that has a bedroom and stairs that lead up to the second floor. And there's more bedrooms and a living room upstairs. So I come in the house and I go up the stairs and, just running, not thinking anything about anything that's going on around me. And I look down the hall as I'm running down the hall, getting ready to go in my room. And at the end of the hall is the doorway to my parents' room. And it's a door that has a glass window in it. I think that must have been an addition to the house. That was an external door, and they just, instead of getting a new door, they just used what they had. So the door to my parents' bedroom had a clear glass window. I look through the door, and in the middle of their room is an individual, and he's red from head to toe. And he looks like the best way that I can describe it is if you go through the medical books and you see an individual, it's like the human form, but it's muscles. It's all muscle, and it shows you the muscle groups and all of that. That's what it looked like to me. And he's bent over at the waist. From about the shins down is in the floor, and he's digging. His hands are making a motion like he's digging somewhere down by his feet. So, and I'm assuming it's a he. I got a masculine energy from it. So, I saw that and it scared me. And right away, when I see something that I don't understand, like most of us, my brain starts trying to make sense of it. And so the way that I'm making sense of it is that my parents must have someone working on the house. But at the same time, the logical side of my brain is going, hey, no, there's no human that has no skin. So I realized that whatever was happening there was an oddity. So instead of going ahead with my plans, I just turned around and jetted back down the stairs, through the kitchen and outside. And the whole entire way I felt this heavy pressure on my back. And I tend to get that pressure, that feeling of pressure, when there's supernatural activity or supernatural entities around me. I just feel like they're invading my personal space. They don't necessarily know they're invading it because they're all energy. So it's an exchange of energy is the way that I feel. And I'm feeling it on the back of me because they're standing behind me. So I felt that way all the way outside. I came running outside. My brother's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing. And he kept wanting to go back in the house. He's like, it's hot. I don't want to play anymore. And he wanted to go back in the house. And I tried to talk him out of it. No, let's play. He was like, no, he wouldn't listen to me. He got frustrated and went in the house. And I felt bad, but I wasn't going to go back in there. Dude wanted to go in. Okay. He was intent on going into the point that he was getting frustrated. He would fight me for it, so I was just like, okay, go on, man. But I ain't coming. I never saw it before that, and I haven't seen it since. And, although there were so many things that happened in that house, footsteps all over the place in the middle of the night, walking up and down the stairs. There were baby gates at the top and bottom of the stairs, and you would hear them open and close. Footsteps go down, footsteps go up, but I never saw that entity again. And thinking about it, as I got older and started doing research and things, I realized that no matter what was happening in the house, nothing was trying to hurt me. So I felt like this individual probably was excited that they were seen, because when you think about it from a spirit perspective, you might go for an eternity and never be seen, right? So here's somebody that can see you, and you're going to rush, hey, what's up? But that person, you're skinless coming at them, they're going to be terrified. So I feel like a lot of times their approach is messy, but they're just excited, because there's interaction. Who knows how many years it's been for them.
All right, Myth or Mystery welcomes Kat Murphy. And Kat, what a story! And talking with you a few times about stuff and just in general about just talking about it. This still has an effect on you, doesn't it?
It really does. Anytime you think about something that you experienced as a child that had a massive impact on you, the minute that you think about it as an adult, immediately you're transported back to that time and you're filled with all those emotions. So even though I recognize the entity wasn't trying to hurt me in any way, it still is a little unsettling because it's out of the norm.
Mhm.
It's just not what we deal with on a daily basis. It's not what we expect based on what we're taught.
Did you think that? I mean, you knew that no one was in the house except for you, and that your brother is outside.
Mhm.
So there was never any moment of just being like, if it was. It sounds silly to say out loud, like your parents or something, or your dad, and like what had happened to him, and maybe there's like a
Mhm.
moment of. I mean, it just. I mean, I can't imagine you trying to kind of make sense of it all.
It's very confusing to experience things like that, especially as a child and when you've been, I'll say, protected from things like that, in the sense that when you would try to discuss them with other people, like your parents or older siblings, they wouldn't even acknowledge that that was a possibility it could happen. So going through those things as a child, it's incredibly confusing especially when you don't have anyone to confide in or anyone to help you make sense of it.
And trying to get your brother not to go back inside without trying to tell him why you do not want to go back inside.
Yes, yes, because when even as a kid, when you're having these experiences, you learn pretty quickly that you sound crazy when you start vocalizing them to people that don't have the experiences. So if I were to sit there and try to explain to him what I saw in there, that would just add to my family weirdo, you know,
Sure.
just ratchet that up a little bit more. And I was trying to avoid that at that point in time. I own it now. I'm okay with it now. But as a kid, you don't want that.
I was going to say, because I know you talk to spirits,
Yes.
you do, and I want to talk about this in a second, your live spirit box sessions.
Hmm.
But is this one of your first that story, is that one of your first interactions with something that you couldn't explain?
No, actually, they started at a very young age. I actually died when I was a kid. And when I came back, I came back to someone performing CPR on me. And from that point forward, it feels like every corner I turn, I'm, interacting with the spirit world just as much as I do with the living.
Did you have any do you remember any experiences when after you had passed, that between the time you passed and came back, anything
Oh,
that
yeah.
happened there that would you be able to share any of that, or?
Yeah, absolutely. How much time do I have?
No, okay. But I mean, I mean, we you don't have Miriam time, let's put it that way.
Okay,
So just but
I'll
generally
keep it
speaking,
short.
what happened?
Well, I was led by someone to this wide open area. At one point in time, I was in this tunnel of darkness, and at both ends, there was a pinprick of light. And I was aware of leaving the leaving my body, I guess you could say, and moving in a forward direction.
Hmm.
I wasn't aware of walking, but I was aware of someone holding my hand and the two of us moving forward, and the female that was holding my hand talking to me
Mm.
and reassuring me the whole way. Um, when we got to where it opened up and out of the darkness into the light, it was this, I would describe it as a park. It was a park-like setting. And it was a clearing with beautiful green grass and trees all around. And I had never in my life seen a place like this. I grew up in the desert in Arizona, or I should say I was born in the desert in Arizona. So to that point in my lifetime, I'd never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another thing I was trying to process was, what is this place? Do places like this exist? I'm like, this must be heaven, because what was all that green stuff?
Sure.
But all my ancestors were there.
Wow.
So it wasn't a Jesus, situation. It was all my ancestors, and they were excited to see me, and they were hugging me and telling me, we're so glad you're here. And then at one point, my guide, I call her my guide, she told me that someone wanted to speak to me, and she went and got him, and he came and took me by the hand and said I had to come back.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So he actually led me back to my body. And then the next thing I know, I slam into my body, and then I'm back. I'm back on this
Wow.
mortal coil.
How beautiful, though.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yes, it really was. And that's why I'm so close to my ancestors now. It just opened my eyes to the fact that ancestors really do watch over us. They are present, and I feel like we neglect them so much, and they're just so patient with us.
Do you still speak with your guide as you call this person, or?
Yes. I know she has played a role a few times in my life since then, protecting me.
And then just moving on to what you do on TikTok, every time on TikTok I see that you're doing a spirit box session. So you're a person after my own heart. I don't want to speak for Ghost Inspector Greg, but I feel like that would be the same case, because both him and I are very much spirit box people. So how often? I mean, do you just go on when you feel the need to, like when you get kind of like, I want to do this? And
I actually try to make it less about me and more about them, because they are family. I don't want to let it go too long without addressing them. So I'll check in with them every 1 to 2 weeks. And the clips on TikTok, most of them are just it's one video. It's like a 20-minute, 30-minute video. And we just break down the conversations and post the clips.
Nice. Very nice.
But, yeah.
I love that. Miriam, and anyone else on the panel, you have any questions, or do we have anything from the audience at all?
No, I mean, it's an amazing story. It's almost like, what can you even say or add to that? It's just incredible. No, I mean, no questions specifically in the comments, but that was, I guess the only thing I would ask is, that moment that when you came back into your body, what did you feel like with the moment you returned back into your body? Was it like, shit, I'm back? Or was it like, what happened?
100%. It was like, shit, I'm back. But, at the instant that I was in my body, I was aware of the pressure from the CPR, the pressure on my chest.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Incredible.
That's what I was immediately aware of, and how I knew I was back in my body.
Wow. Well, the park-like setting, I don't know, that might have been my backyard, but what I do want to say is, you mentioned that, and I want to say that probably in 99.5% of the cases, there is no malice, And I think something you had hit on was, they're just excited to be able to communicate, because how long has it been?
Yes.
Like George Reeves, how long has it been?
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to a lot of these celebrities that have been gone for a long time, and it's like, they're forgotten,
Mm-hmm.
and so to have the opportunity to communicate again is exciting. And so, every once in a while there's somebody nasty,
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while, but in general, it's not like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the fact that you had these experiences at a young age, as I did, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was drugged along by my dad pretty much, but then these things happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think at a young age, you're much more open-minded to everything. And I think what it does is it enlightens you later on in
Mm-hmm.
your adulthood. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's incredible. I'm glad that we this your ghost story was incredible, but then leading to this story was even better. Thank you for that, Kat. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for trusting
And-
us with.
And
Yeah.
can you tell everyone again how to follow you on TikTok, please?
Yes, it's at the Cat Murphy Co. on TikTok.
That's awesome. And I recommend everyone go follow and check out those Spirit Box videos. It's fantastic. Kat, thank you so very much for taking the time and joining us and taking the time to tell your story tonight. We really appreciate it.
It's completely my pleasure. Thank you all for allowing me to share a little bit of your time tonight.
Absolutely.
Kat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is awesome. With that being said, we're going to move on right now to our first image tonight. And our first image is going to be, we call it, for God's sake, stop hitting that button, Miriam. So the first one we call the haunted barn. And so we're going to do our first image. And audience, you're going to vote before the panel analysis on video number 1. It's going to be played a few times, and you'll have a total of 60 seconds to complete your vote. So we're going to go ahead and play image number 1 right now.
The owner of this video from an old horse boarding facility states that a boarder died years ago in the barn due to a heart attack. Pay no attention to the dust orbs and bugs visibly floating by in this video. Focus on the area directly to the right of the horse in its stall. A strange shadow comes into view there, then moves up and down before pulling back and disappearing. The old farm and boarding facility has a history of weird things happening. While driving away once, the owner of this video had seen a person standing in the doorway when she knew no one was there in the barn. Trees covered the upper half of the figure, but she was able to make out teal leggings and high black riding boots. When she mentioned this sighting to the barn manager, she was told an older woman who used to board animals there had passed away in the barn, and that she had always worn bright leggings and tall boots, and was known to stand in the doorway.
Okay, polls are now closed. Panel's going to begin their analysis. And once again, if you don't know where to vote, the link is pinned in all the comment sections, so you should be able to find it that way. But after the panel analysis, you're going to get your chance to vote again. Miriam, let's start with you tonight.
Okay, I'm pulling up the video. Hang on one second. I'm just pulling up the video. My computer's a little slow. Oh, okay. Just give me a second. I'm looking at pictures from this location. So there's actually a couple different energies there. It's not just the one. And there's a gentleman there, and there's 2 females there. And the gentleman that moves through this location does so in a kind of a protective sense. Must have been someone that looked over the property before. But that image in the actual shadow that was caught was female, and was doing like it's interesting because the 3 specific energies I feel there all come there to do chores and to like oversee. They're not like stuck like you would think in the sense of them, like they're not coming and doing like repetitive patterns, like where they're just like kind of stuck in that loop. They're actually coming in and assisting. I would be curious to find out if anyone ever noticed that like their work, like things were cleaned or things were moved, or the animals, the horses in particular, are definitely cared for, and that there's it's like they assist with what is already taking place there. So for me, this is a mystery.
All right. Mystery, even though it's not. There we go. Let's go over to Ghost Inspector Greg. What do you think about this video tonight?
Well, I relate so many things to just my past history, and I felt a great deal of warmth coming from that stable. And I come from a family of horse breeders, racers, a couple famous horses. And I remember my grandmother feeling that, my grandfather was still amongst the horses in the stable after he had passed away. And so there's obviously something going on in this video. And is it something paranormal? It very possibly might be. And I did like it, and I felt very warm about it. And the horses were comfortable and felt safe. And that's the other thing that is interesting. And so for me, I think this is mystery.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. I will go next with that. And okay. I don't doubt for a second that there is the what people are feeling at the stable, the love, the care, what they're seeing. I don't doubt for a second that that is real. If I'm looking at the video itself right now, and that's what I'm going to base my opinion on. To me, what we're looking at calling a shadow, to me seems, and this is just me, it seems like it's actually over everything else that's right there. It's to me, I feel like that it's actually an anomaly with the camera, with something on the camera. To me, what we're looking at does not feel paranormal to me. I am going to stray away from everybody else here. And once again, I'm not going to say that there isn't stuff happening there, or that there isn't good, warm, comforting energy there, because I totally think so. But looking at this video, I look at this as a myth. This is probably where Ryan is like, oh, mystery all day.
I agree.
Yeah, it's the second coming of Christ. Actually, sorry, I got the wrong layover. There we go. All right.
There we go. Okay, so I went through the first thing I noticed. So here's the original video. You can see the shadow moving through it there. Like Harlow said, there's a lot of dust and bugs and stuff flying in. One of the things I noticed is there's like a reflection of the eye. So right here, you'll see an eye going up basically the same time as this eye. I'll get rid of my stuff here. They're both moving at relatively the same time. So it tells me that there may be a reflection on the lens, maybe a piece of glass. I don't know what's there. Could be reflecting off of the bars that are there. You can see this bucket here has lines on it. They match the bars over here. So I think we have some reflections going on here too. I went through and I did brighten it up so we can kind of see that shadow a little bit better. And I'll let it play here a little bit. There are a couple of things in here that I did notice. It particularly right down in here. It seems to almost cover up that shadow on the ground right there. It kind of covers it up and then it goes back. But Greg, like you were saying, at the same time that moves right in here, there is something that moves basically at the same time as that one. I think you can see that better on the original one here. Let me play it there. I went through and I took frame by frames here of kind of the shadow moving. So it's not there right now. There it is right here on the bucket, kind of. We're right there.
Do you mind if I make that bigger, full screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So that doesn't help that much.
And then we kind of moved down to the floor. So now it's down kind of in this area. I'll flip back and forth between this so you can see it a little bit better. So there it's kind of moving. I don't know if you can see that in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing that I noticed too, after that shadow is done moving, kind of up in this area, there's some other movement and something kind of moves down and it stops right in here. So I went through and I took some screenshots of that too. And I'll play those here. So right here, this is that thing kind of coming out. I can't really tell what that is. It doesn't really act or look like all the other dust and bugs that are coming through. And then right here, we kind of have this misty, weird thing going on right here. I'll go between those two frames and you can see kind of how it moves in there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So I'll play that enhanced video again and pay attention. There's going to be an orb that comes, or not an orb, but a dust that comes through here. And right after that,
too. I was wondering about that.
Right here is where it moves. See that on the floor right in there?
Yep.
Right in here. So it starts up here and it kind of moves down into there. I'll get rid of my stuff here. Right in here. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, I agree with you on the shadow. I think that's something on the lens of the camera.
Yeah.
I can't explain what the second piece is. And it's really hard to see in the other one without it being enhanced. Here, we'll play it again here. You can kind of make it out. I saw a movement in there, but you can't really see.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. I didn't even see that. Yeah.
It's there, but it's really hard to see. I didn't see it until I brightened it up. The shadow, I would go myth on, but this other thing, I think I got to go mystery on that.
There you go. Look at that. But you don't get a mystery on screen apparently. So apparently we don't do that anymore.
Not good enough for that.
Well, to be fair, A, I was watching, and B,
Sorry.
If we're just everyone's voting on that initial shadow. So I'm not going to give it a mystery. I have to give it a myth.
Well, okay. Well, the point was there was nothing. Okay. So
but here's a question. Could that original shadow that we all voted on, could that be coming from that other thing that you found? Can those two be related?
It's possible. I mean, anything is possible.
Right.
That other thing that came out was after that shadow, and we're talking like portion of a second in between them.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the sake of voting, I'd like to stick with the original, stick with
Shadow.
what we originally, the original shadow. And what Ryan brought to the table is just a phenomenal perk to the whole experience. So let's just stick with the voting on the shadow, because that's still up for debate too. That's an incredible find. I thought I saw something like that, and I was like, "Am I seeing that, or is that something else?" That's really cool that you poked. That's really cool that you poked that.
Yeah, I missed that completely. So with that, what are the what is the voting for the pre-analysis?
Here we go.
Pre-analysis, we were at 15% myth, 53 mystery, and 30% unknown.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I had wondered. I mean, I know that. I mean, it probably isn't, because especially Greg, where like horses and how they exist in stables and stuff. That shadow that we are looking at, there's no way that could be like from a tail or anything, could it?
I mean, from maybe a stable across the way, or adjacent,
Mhm.
light. I mean, I imagine it's certainly possible. And but what I did pick up on that mist vaguely, Ryan, and that dust particle was interesting. I wasn't so sure about that, but and again, Greg, it is very possible, because the horses were very comfortable. The horse was comfortable, and so that, and that might be because maybe it was just with another horse.
Sure. And I didn't know if like all horses are, head outward towards the entrance of the stable, or if they go in, or if they do go in, head first, and that their back end is can also be at the.
And if somebody is nearby, odds of them coming head first is pretty prominent.
Yeah.
So they do, they tend to be very friendly animals, and so they do want to socialize.
Yeah. Interesting. How cool.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one that did not see the extra stuff at all. So that's good. I'm really good at this job. All right. So with that being said, did your analysis change at all? Whether it did or not, please vote again. Excuse me. We want to know if the panel shifted your viewpoint on image number 1. And remember, even if your analysis did not change, please vote the same one more time on image number 1. All right, the panel gave their analysis. Now it's time to find out what the audience thought of image number 1, Haunted Barn. Miriam, do we have anything?
Well, we know Joshua's in like the eye of the storm. Is he in Florida?
He's in Florida. Yep.
All right. So,
He's safe.
He says myth to Greg.
Myth to Greg. Like she agreed.
Also,
not myth to Greg.
Okay. It's like Greg tallying people's votes. I'm confused. Got my popcorn ready for Ryan's D analysis. That's funny. Okay, so no one has an opinion right now. They're just all laughing at that. That was a good joke, Brad. Ask for the dog. Okay, all right. So those are our comments.
So is anyone actually watching the show, or is this?
Oh, that's funny. No one cares. All right, here we go. We've got our votes up.
All right. What do we got here?
Thanks, audience.
So we went to 25% myth, 58 mystery, and 16 unknown. So a little bit of change, not a great deal.
No, I mean
This
a
was
lot
the
of
first one.
Yeah.
More myth.
More myth. Yep.
yeah.
Oh,
it's
and less
interesting.
unknown.
I would love to know what people think that, you know, if people, and I'm not challenging, I am genuinely interested in knowing what they might think that that is, you know, do they think it's like like a stable hand, or is it, you know, maybe another horse even, or, you know, I'm just curious what people think. But, you know, since they're so interested in talking amongst themselves, I don't expect really any answers. So
Well, they're also can you bring up the video one more time but not play it? Jesus, Brad, what do we work for you? I just want to see something again quick. All right.
would you like us to deliver to your house, maybe? Is that going to be easier?
Does he want the enhanced one or the original?
I mean, apparently we're at their beck and call. So let's all just wait for them to answer. Let's just settle.
And how about this? Is there any videos of the past 8-9 months you'd like us to play at this time as well? We can just quickly find them and put them up there. Or is there a guest you want us to whip up and get on the show here? I mean,
oh wait, we
Dad,
still
you
have
tell us.
Brian's. We still have this.
I can pull this one up if we want.
Also, Greg, my mom laughs at all your jokes.
Oh, see, I like her.
It's annoying me. She's laughed so far more at yours than mine. So, and yes, I'm keeping track, mother.
You would. There's probably a notebook somewhere.
That's what this tally's for. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, guys.
I don't know what Brad's looking for, but there, it's playing on loop now.
He probably just wanted to know if we would play it just because, yeah.
Brad wants a pepperoni pizza special delivery. All right. Oh, God, that sounds good. It always seems that there's something on the camera to be. Okay, Carl, who is actually engaging correctly, it always seems if there's something on the camera to be hit by the IR light and not a shadow, but that's just my thought. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that thought. With the way the stalls are being closed doors, it would be hard for a shadow from another horse to be. Oh, that's what you were looking for. Very observant,
So
Brad.
Yeah. I think if it was a tail, Greg, you'd see kind of part of it coming out and down.
So you're all horse experts now. Okay.
And we can see things too.
I didn't realize we're a bunch of animal experts over here. What are you, Noah? Jesus. Anyway.
It's like there's a light shining into the stable and its shadow is showing on the floor. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
I thought the same as Ryan and Greg. Okay. Hold on. Jeremy's still talking. Shocking. Ryan, where
That's
oh,
Astro.
they're still talking about Astro the dog. All right, guys, come on. Oh, Brad has dealt with horses before.
Yeah, but have you dealt with ghost horses, Brad? Have you? Here. Yeah.
Ghost horses. That was a good one. Thank you, Harlow. Thank you for those that submitted. Hope they watched.
Yeah, those who actually bothered to watch the show. All right. Well, that was fun. That was really cool. And it'd be interesting. Maybe at some point, maybe do like just see if what else you get, Miriam, from that location. You know, I mean, it's because you're all feeling that there's something there. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was cool. I agree.
So moving on, and thank you all for your input on image number 1. It's now time for Myth or Mystery viral video segment, brought to you by In the House, Ghost Inspector Greg. Okay, guys, remember we changed up the viral video segment just a little bit. We're going to play viral video 1, and you will have time to vote myth or mystery. If mystery receives the most votes, that video will be analyzed on an upcoming show, okay? If myth receives the most votes, the video will not be analyzed. In fact, it will be crushed in front of you. We're going to put it on a disc and crush it in front of you. Now, remember that he's right here, folks. Ghost
Yeah.
is right here. So, you know,
very sensitive person.
yeah, he spends a lot of time on your behalf. So don't, you know, just remember
Don't be
that.
sick.
Okay? You're sick?
I said,
No. Good now.
Oh.
Good now.
Okay. I don't. All right. Well,
grandbaby rascal. Yeah.
right. So once again, if Mystery receives the most votes, we'll have an upcoming show. If Myth, you'll never see it again. All right. So once again, go over to YouTube, Myth or Mystery Live, to do the voting. Let's take a look at viral video number 1.
Welcome back to another Viral Videos with Ghost Inspector Greg. Let's get into it.
Well, I'm in the field again today, and wow, did I ever have one amazing investigation. I can't wait to show everybody. So this first video, well, a bunch of guys at an Israeli airport that just vanished into thin air.
What do you think this could be? Could this be an abduction? Time travelers? A glitch in the Matrix? Or just a hoax? Let me know what you think.
This is said to be a surveillance video from an Israeli airport. The footage clearly captures the moment several men disappeared into thin air.
How I envy that airport. People just disappearing. Anyway, after trivia, we'll announce polling numbers from the viral video segment. Please share with us the viral videos that you are interested in, whether they make you feel something intuitively or you're curious if it's a myth or mystery. We'll want to know the why behind why you chose that particular video to submit to us. Remember, you can submit via our website at mythormysterylive.com. Your name will remain anonymous if that's what you want, but you know what? Put your name out there. Send us some videos. We'd love to have you join us with that. Guess what time it is? All right. Yes, absolutely. You can send your ex to the airport, Brad. I thought I was dark. All right. So, I mean, God, I mean, jeez. All right. We're cut from the same fabric, aren't we, Brad? Okay. With that being said, it's time for trivia. The part of the show that Ryan's wife Googles the answers and then puts it on screen, and Miriam takes it as like that she actually won. All right, let's see here. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. And we, I don't know. I was just like, there's a dog on screen suddenly. My God.
She's so cute.
Do you want us to carry on the show without you, and you could just go and play with the animals? And I mean, everyone here literally is like Dr. Doolittle here tonight, and you know, we got Brad who thinks he knows. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, you're only lashing out because I'm right. All right. So, what kind of dog?
The vet said a rat terrier. She was at the rescue. They claimed she was a Chiweenie, which is like, you know, a $400 dog or something. And then we took her to the vet, and she's like, "That's a rat terrier. That's no Chiweenie." We're like a rat terrier. We just paid $400 for a rat terrier. Okay, sorry, go.
Best $400 you ever spent.
Oh, it was the best in the whole universe.
One of the most expensive cat breeds is a ragdoll cat, and I ended up getting 2 for free over my lifetime.
Wow.
At a coupon. No, but I mean, I did really get them for free. So
2 for 1.
2 for 1. Buy one, buy one. I don't even know other cat brands or whatever. They're not brands, are they? Anyway, the trivia question. I should have said the question first, so given Ashley some time to look it up. But please do not use Google. God is watching you all tonight. So anyway, tonight's question is this. What is the name of the famous haunted covered bridge in Gettysburg? Okay, what is the name of the famous haunted covered bridge in Gettysburg? You have 5 seconds to put your answers into the comments. Ashley, what is the name of the famous haunted covered bridge in Gettysburg? There we go, right there.
Katie's got it. Yeah.
Katie Paranormal. I think they're in there twice now, so they've got some good odds.
And is that next week? Yeah,
Next
that's next week that you're going to do the trivia. Did anyone else have answered? I could probably myself. I have access to the comments. I don't know why I'm not looking myself, but you got it. Or do we? See, I don't Google. Well, only because I called you out on it. So let's see here.
Googles.
All right. Are you going to put it into the
Yeah,
and now that we have Brad here watching, so he knows that we're still using Scully. Here we go. Yeah. Thank you, Katie Paranormal. Thank you. So
All right, here we go.
all right. So with that being said, what's the results from viral video number 1?
Oh, forgot about that.
So that's another one we're shooting into the sun.
Oh,
my goodness.
Okay, can we have a conversation? So before we went on air, Harlow had made these adorable graphics with a skeleton inside an astronaut suit, which is what I thought would be cute. And then my mom was like, well, isn't that a little rude because there's astronauts stuck up in space right now, so we can't use those graphics. Nana said so. And we don't want to be disrespectful. So party's over, guys.
Well, I mean, and there's been some, astronaut accidents over the years.
Years ago, back in the 80s, okay, the unfortunate Challenger space shuttle disaster happened, and about 6 months later, me and a friend were going to go to oh gosh, darn it, not The Price is Right, the one where you dress up.
Oh, but Let's Make a Deal.
Thank you. Let's Make a Deal. And so my brother had a Halloween costume from prior to the accident of the Space Shuttle Columbia. So I went to this. Okay, it's been 6 months. It's been long enough. And I went there with dressed up as the Space Shuttle Columbia, and I had a sign that said "Go USA." And they looked at me, because obviously that things hadn't gotten cold. They looked at me like, "Are you crazy, pal?" And they sat us way up in the very back and asked me to keep that space shuttle helmet off.
God.
And my friend just stared at me the whole time like, "Thanks a lot."
That's incredible. Well, so then the next shuttle disaster was the Columbia in the early 2000s, and I remember watching CNN for the live coverage of it, and they cut to commercial break, and it's this commercial of this astronaut walking through the street like of a neighborhood, and it's just like maybe about 20 seconds of this astronaut walking through this neighborhood. He comes up to the door, and the camera switches to like from inside the house. They open up the door, and there's this astronaut, and the tagline was Packard, or I think it was Packard Bell, "We bring home astronauts safely." And I was just watching, like, because it's, when it's something like that, they don't have time to pull the spots, or they may not realize it. So it's like I'm watching, like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. We bring home astronauts safely. I've never seen a commercial like that ever. So that's the worst timing in the history of television.
So Ghost Inspector Greg is right up there with them.
Yeah. Time was the worst timing.
Right. Yeah.
I thought it'd been long enough, for crying out loud, but obviously not.
Yeah, 6 months. Who knew, huh? Yeah. Wow. All right. With that, if we still have anyone left, moving on to viral video. Well, did we? Yeah, we did everything. Okay. Moving on to viral video number 2. We're going to be voting myth or mystery. Same rules apply, folks. You've made Greg sad. Okay. First of all, you're not liking his video.
Okay.
If you vote mystery, we'll have it on an upcoming program. If you vote myth, it will be with the skeleton astronauts, wherever they're flying to. And with that being said, you got to go to Myth or Mystery Live on YouTube. Don't forget, that's all pinned in the comments if you lost your way, but you'd like to vote with that. We'd really appreciate if you do. Here is viral video number 2.
Welcome back to another Viral Videos with Ghost Inspector Greg. Let's get into it. So this woman is out on a hike in the forest and comes across a strange creature. It appears to be cloaked or camouflaged.
Hiking woman recognized something in the woods that wasn't right, so she started recording, and this is what she caught. Let me know what y'all think.
You know, a lot of people in the Bigfoot community believe that Sasquatch might have that sort of ability to camouflage itself, and that's why they're so elusive. What do you think? Is this video myth or mystery?
All right. With that, let's see. I was just kind of overwhelmed by the predator stuff there. That's kind of cool, actually. Let's see here. We're gonna move to. We're gonna be able to tell you if that video made it or not. But we're gonna do this first. Sorry, I was taken off guard because I see Ernie Pack in the house, and that's just me. So with that being said, we got another trivia question for you. You have 5 seconds to answer this question. Maybe this one's a little bit more difficult. We're going to find out. The question here is, what year was the term poltergeist first used? What year was the term poltergeist first used? You have 5 seconds to answer this question. All right, the trivia question here is, what year was the term poltergeist first used? Does anyone answer the question, Miriam?
Okay, wait, Ashley did, but I want to wait and see if anyone else jumps in. I love you, Ashley, but let's see. Here, what is...
That one felt good, Greg, didn't it?
Sorry, that must have been malfunction. And how do you know that, Jeremy?
Oh, wait, hold on.
You can't put it up and then be like, oh, he's right. Never mind. Let's put it down and ask somebody else.
Oh, wait, was Jeremy right?
Yeah, that was Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy hasn't won in a while. And he claims he only has one of our shirts. So is he lying to steal more from us?
You know, I just love how we treat the people who watch this show. We're really something, aren't we?
Yay, Jeremy! Okay,
for sure.
Here we go.
Here we go. Ready?
Ready. Yep, I got tired of waiting.
One day, I'm going to loop that for like 10 minutes.
It's so long. Do you hold your finger on it?
Don't you worry what I'm doing with my finger.
You do.
It's none of your business. None of your business. All
hey,
right?
guys, I hold on. I'm going to put up the numbers from the video, but I feel like I'm going to disagree with them.
It's close. It was 60-40.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know. I would agree. I would be curious to know what people think of about that.
So let's just ignore the audience, and I'm going to keep that video. I'm going to put it in our little safe.
I'm just curious what people are looking for in these videos. Quite frankly, you know, are you looking for? I don't even know. I don't even know what you're looking for. Nothing pleases our audience.
I think we're gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna put it in our little to be analyzed folder.
Let's do it.
I do think, though, that what I get out of that is that I will probably watch Predator on YouTube as soon as this show is over.
You should. You know, why is it that whenever Ernie talks is about himself? Ernie,
we would like to see your video too. Everyone's talking about your video, but no one's seen it but Greg. So
here's the thing. Did you have plans for the show tonight? Oh, you did. Do you have plans for the next show? You do. Do you have plans for the show after that? You do. So where do we put this amazing video that it takes Ernie about an hour and a half to finish one sentence? You know, so you got that.
Well, if you send it to me, I can put it on the schedule.
Well, let me take it out of the trash folder and I will send it over. I mean, the myth or mystery folder that I put all the important videos in. Yeah, that's it. That you guilty, guilty as charged. All right. So with that being said, maybe we can actually do the show for a little bit. I don't know if all let me know what you want to do here. Let's go on to image number 2. So with that being said, why doesn't this work now? I don't know. I'm trying to do the solo on this thing. Let me try this. Here we go. Nope. All right. So there we go. All right. Image number 2 is what the audience voted for a few weeks back for our viral video segment. So you have voted in favor. We appreciate that. Audience, you're going to get to vote before the panel analysis. Video number 2 will be played a few times. You will then have a total of 60 seconds to complete your vote. Here you go. Here is video number 2. right. So it sounds like that we had a technical glitch with the polls this time. It sounds like that we were unable to start the polls. Am I right with that?
Yeah, they didn't show up.
Okay.
Well, I can, if you guys want, let me see if I can get in there and do it on my end.
Okay.
Why don't we Ghost Inspector Greg, if you want to start the analysis, or if someone wants to start.
Well,
Greg, why don't you go ahead and start if that works for you?
Okay, well, I think my analysis is, and I think the question to that video, which I presented to the show, was, is it possible that these spirits can attach to us and move from one person to another? And whether or not this video is legit or not, I kind of like it. My opinion is that it is possible, and for some form of attachment. Anyway, I think that's why I kind of presented that video in the first place.
So what do you think, is that myth or mystery? Or unknown?
Okay, well, I'm going to call it mystery only because I believe that what we saw there is very possible.
Okay.
And it's possible that was captured, maybe.
Okay. So mystery. All right, there we go. Miriam, do you want me to go next?
I got the poll up.
Okay.
Let me pull the video up. Sorry, you guys.
No, that's quite all right.
Image number 2 left. Okay. So for this video, I was, it depends on the video. I never really know what I'm going to look at, where I'm going to get my information from. But for this one, I didn't feel anything from the people. I was more focused on that shadow that was carried through the screen. And that shadow for me felt really dense, really physical, really just not like an energetic thing. So it felt, when I say physical, it feels more whether it's man-made or it was something at some point and edited into something else. So for me, it felt very dense. So for me, this was a myth.
All right. Okay, I will go next. And so, and Greg, to what you were saying earlier about is this possible? I 100% agree with you on that. And I also want to just thank you for finding these really cool videos, and that it opens up those questions and opens up the conversation, because those as investigators, as mediums, as everything else, those are good questions for us to be talking about, asking, giving our thoughts and everything else. What's hard about videos like this is when it's not someone who's giving it, or like a team that they've shot it themselves. What we call provenance, meaning like the history of where this video came from, makes it very hard to just not feel like that this is something that is once again, what we're seeing is like perfectly framed. We are seeing two people that we don't know if they know each other or not, and we're seeing something that just I'm having a hard time personally believing that this is actually, even though I think what you're talking about is 100%, I totally agree, it's real. I don't think this video is real. I think this video is something that is that has been played out, because like, I don't know if it's like thanks, but if it's like security footage, I would think we'd see like timestamps and stuff on it as well, opposed to somebody putting like a night vision camera or black and white footage or something like that. So, I mean, now granted, apparently Miriam could talk for 4 hours and not be given the.
I didn't play what is it when they play the music to?
Yeah, it's like a cane that came out and pulled me off stage.
Listen, I get scolded when I'm busy doing things and forget to put the myth or mystery, and I get scolded when I do it. Oh, hi.
How's that? How does that feel? Does that feel good to you right now?
Wow.
There. Jeez,
It is kind of a slap in the face, isn't it, while you're talking?
a little bit. So, thanks.
A little bit. Hey, guys, Harlow, are you able to close the polling or no? I have to close it. You can't? Oh, thank
It's
God.
closed and posted.
All right. So let me take this down. Go ahead.
All right.
You want to put mine up? I'll share. I got a couple of things to share with
There
this
you
one.
go. There you go, Ryan. You're done. Okay. There.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's not like we don't know the answer.
All right. So this is the one that we watched here. It like Greg said, it feels like it's set up. There's a bunch of things in there that I don't like about it. Their reactions seem like they're rehearsed. And yeah, it's too well framed in there. Although I do agree with both Gregs that, attachments can move from one person to another. I just don't believe that we caught it in this particular one. I did do some digging because I know I've seen this one years and years ago. There was a YouTuber out there. I found it. I think it was from 2002, maybe 2009. It was a long time ago. Slapped Ham is the oldest one that I could find. It is the name of the YouTuber. This is the original file that I can find. So it's brightened up a little bit. You can kind of see almost like feet moving as this thing is walking, as it's almost edited together. So as it's moving there through, it looks to me like their feet moving. To me, this is a myth.
Yeah, you can see that.
Interesting. That's okay. And I do want to just let everybody know, if we're going through like these analysis too quickly, you are more than welcome to, and a lot of you do, but just in case you don't realize it, you're more than welcome to put questions into the comments. Like if you want Ryan to explain something a little bit further, or that you just like, okay, maybe I do see it as what you're saying, but I'm curious if Miriam is feeling anything from it beyond what we talked about. This is a way for us to be able to communicate and have dialogue. So please always know that you can do that. As much as we abuse you all, we really do want to be able to have a conversation. So don't be afraid if something you want clarification on what we're saying or anything like that. Once again, this is our opinion. It's not fact. If you don't agree, that is quite all right. So pre-analysis.
50% myth, 40 mystery, and 10% unknown.
Wow.
And did Miriam, did you put that up there?
Yeah.
Okay, because once again, I was still talking. You put on once again. You kind of put the cane there again. Like, oh, okay, well.
It's not to shut you up. It's just to be like, hey, this is also going on.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, let me make sure I'm back to where I'm supposed to be in this on my stuff over here. So with that being said, did your analysis change at all? If whether it did or not, please everyone go and vote again. We want to know if the panel has shifted your viewpoint on image number 2. And remember, even if your analysis did not change, we'd like you to vote one more time, because this is our way of knowing if what we did maybe affected you or maybe it did not. Here's the countdown again for image number 2. Okay, so the panel has given their analysis. Now it's time to hear what the audience thought. Miriam?
Okay, so first off, Greg, I would never shut you up.
You talking to Ghost Inspector Greg on that one?
No, on you. You know me. I just interrupt
Really?
you.
Yeah,
Like,
I know that. I
just
do know that.
interrupt
We all know that.
We right? Everyone knows that. Okay, so we know the voting wasn't open right away. So we've got a myth. The way both people reacted, you can tell it was that it was a person. Jeremy says myth. Write-in votes. Voting is rigged. Voting is not rigged.
Who said voting is rigged?
Carl.
Wow.
Ashley is a myth. Carl's a mystery. Katie Paranormal, I think it's a mystery too, but what the hell do I know? Katie, you know just as much as we know. Ernie is teasing Greg. There are a couple, Jeremy says, there's a couple movies that have an attachment possession jumping from person to person. Fallen is one of them, and the other is Constantine. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's not what we're watching, so.
All right, so is everyone done talking? Is it cool for me to get this?
Well, we've been waiting. Yeah.
Okay, so drum roll. This is where we need the drum roll, actually.
Just because it takes so long.
Yes. Right? I mean, quite the jokester. I didn't
92% myth and 7% mystery. I'm going to talk over you.
Yeah.
He wants to go to bed. That's why.
I mean.
Oh, it's late. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah. Okay, so that's cool. And Ghost Inspector Greg, even though that we're finding it as a myth, I thank you again for curating these videos. I really, we really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's always fun. It's always fun. And
sorry, Greg, we got the scoreboard up. I guess we're done talking again. So. Wow.
Guys, we can keep talking. It's okay, but I can hear Ryan getting mad because I told him we'd never go past an hour and a half, and we are
That's
past.
Okay. Luckily, my show isn't on tonight either, but whatever.
Keep talking. Yes, thank you, Ghost Inspector Greg.
Yeah, I think instead of Predator, I'm going to watch Constantine, the life and times of Ghost Inspector Greg when this is over.
What about Signs? You could also watch Signs.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So, Ryan, what's going on with the scoreboard here?
So, Greg, you and I voted myth, and Miriam voted mystery. And then looks like the audience voted mystery on everything for video number 1.
Oh.
Yeah. And video number 2 is myth across the board.
Myth across the board. All right. Wait a minute.
Well, dang.
You.
Oh, Gig voted mystery.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah.
Oh, we have to do the show over.
Yeah, start it over. This was a dress rehearsal anyway. So, all right. So this was fun. It was a lot of fun. Harlow, what are your thoughts on tonight?
There was a lot of different stuff going on. Really enjoyed Kat's stories. I thought they were both really fascinating. Near-death experiences are always pretty interesting to hear about. And the analysis for that first video was really awesome. Some good insights from Miriam, and Ryan's analysis was really good too. And I did have the poll all set up to go, clicked on start poll, and it went to gray and nothing happened. So
yeah,
stuff like that happens.
It does. And I forgot Kat was in the show. I felt like it was like on yesterday or something like that. So that's right. Thank you for reminding me. And yeah, who would have thought that we were going to get into that sort of that story of her passing away and coming back. I mean, that was
crazy.
Yeah,
nowhere, right? I mean,
she's had a lot of really interesting experiences, and that was a great one.
And she told us when I recorded her for my ghost story, she did 2 stories actually. So if you are able to follow her on TikTok, she's pretty amazing. So yeah, she
has a website also. It's kind of fun to check into. She does a podcast on there, not real frequently, but it's some really interesting episodes.
Okay, cool. I didn't know she did had a website as well. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I should.
Harlow finds us some good people.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you for that. Anything else, folks, before we wrap it up? I mean,
let's just keep talking so Ryan can't go to bed and get up for work.
Yeah, people he works with fears him on Fridays because he's just always so crabby.
The chipmunk will probably come get him.
Yeah, right. And eat his face off. So.
Thank you, Ghost Inspector Greg.
Yes, thank you very much.
Greg.
It's good seeing you.
Later.
And Absolutely. And then thank you all for joining us on Myth or Mystery. Each week, we bring new videos for you and the panel to weigh in on. If you caught paranormal on camera, or you have extraordinary ghost stories or alien experiences you'd like to share, please send it through our website, mythormysterylive.com. If you enjoyed our show, please like and share. We'll be back next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, here on Myth or Mystery. Everyone, have a great week.
See you guys.
Sit, boo, sit. Good dog.